Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're here with you for another week to talk about the local real estate market like we are every Sunday at 10 a.m. And today I have Kim Magnuson from ShowHomes and Troy White from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And we're going to talk a lot today about getting your home ready for sale. We're kind of approaching that spring market now where, the majority of homes get listed and home sellers are out there thinking about all the things they need to do to get the home ready for sale. And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about decluttering your property and staging it and cleaning, spring cleaning today. So if you've got questions as we talk today with Troy and Kim, if you're curious about home staging or things that you're considering doing, to your home, whether or not you think it would be beneficial to do it for the cost of it, whether it's an upgrade, an improvement, or just a simple, cosmetic change. If you've got questions about any of that, if there are things you're thinking about doing to your home to get it ready for sale, you can certainly call us. You can call us at the station's numbers, which are 990-9352 in Hillsborough and 461-9352 in Pinellas. Again, it's 990-WFLA or 461-WFLA. And then toll free, you can call us. And this number actually rings to my real estate office anytime we aren't on air. The next hour, you'll get us here in the studio, but anytime we aren't on air, you can call us at 855-970-WFLA. Again, pretty easy phone number to remember, 855, which is toll free, 970-9352. So we'd love your questions today. And if you've got questions about something unrelated to this, whether it's buying a home, selling a home, foreclosures, luxury home marketing, if it is real estate related, we'd certainly love the opportunity to talk to you. Next week, we're going to have Karen McCormick from my team on the show with us, as well as Aaron Davis from Hillsborough Title. The week after that, we're going to have Tampa Bay Plumbers on talking to us. And the following week, we'll have attorney from Boss, Origi, and Hogue on with Michael Barbino from my real estate team. So I wanted to start off. Troy, you'd sent me an email last night, just kind of, some things that you guys run into. This is kind of that spring cleaning time of year. And right. For home sellers that are out there, they've got some clutter in the garage, some clutter in the attic, some NASCAR collections they need to get rid of. That's something you guys obviously can help them with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we like to think of it as. We can help you get your space back. So, we all collect some junk throughout the year, and we can go in there whether you have old furniture, appliances, yard debris, construction debris, electronics, pretty much anything non-hazardous. Our truck teams can come in there, give you a free estimate, and we do all the sorting, loading, cleanup, and we haul the items away for you.
And then obviously you can reach Troy, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. You've probably seen and heard their commercials, on TV. You've heard their commercials on our radio show. They're obviously there to help you, kind of get the junk out of the way. And I think the other aspect to it is not just for people that are looking to sell the home, but also for people that just, want to kind of declutter their life a little bit, get rid of some things. That's certainly something you guys help with too.
Right.
And we talked to Adam Rothman from Boss, Origi, and Hogue last week, and I thought it was a really interesting conversation that we had with him because it centered a lot around inheriting homes. I would imagine that's something you guys deal with a lot too. Family. Someone passes, you inherit their property. Now they've got to do some, they got to get it ready to sell. Right. Is that something you guys do a lot?
We do. We get a lot of that. A lot of times some people are in some tough situations, and they might be out of state, not sure what to do, and but yeah, that way we can come in there, really clean it up for them and get it ready so they can put it on the market.
And I think, this time of year, obviously, is the time when a lot of the home sellers start raising their hand and saying, hey, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to put it on the market. I'm ready to sell. And that's what our show's going to be centered around today is all those little tips and things we can recommend to you to get the home ready for sale. The first part of it is if, and again, every person lives a little bit differently. You've got some people that have that are very, cluttered and have stuff everywhere. And then you have people who, live, kind of minimalistic and have a nice home and a nice, well-maintained home already. And then you just got to, the staging side of it comes in and tweaks it. And obviously you guys do it. You guys have people that you help that, have homes that, need a lot. And then you have people whose homes you help that maybe just need some tweaks.
Skinny.
Right.
And with regard to estates, the perfect situation is to send in someone like us
right.
who knows professional staging, we can give them great advice of what to get rid of and what to keep, because they never want to clear the home out completely.
Right,
and
because
try
there
to
could
sell
be
a
some of
vacant
that
house.
furniture, right, because there could be some of that furniture you could use.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we will reposition it, whatever needs to be done, same thing with the art, all the accessories, and basically move everything out into the garage. Then at that time, the family can make a decision if they want to keep it, they get rid of it, and work hand in hand with got junk. You know, and you can come in and then make it easy for you, and they've gotten a professional touch on staging the house to help get it sold. So.
And if you've got questions about any of this, feel free to give us a call. Again, 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas, toll free 1-855-970-WFLA. You know, one of the things I think that we get a lot of questions about, you know, we have hundreds of home sellers contacting us every month, either from our radio ads or internet or just our presence in the marketplace. And they always want to know, hey, come out here and tell me what I need to do to the house. And it's one of those kind of slippery slope, kind of sliding scale things, because sometimes it depends. You know, we'll have a client say, hey, I'm thinking about putting my home on the market in June. And they'll call us now. And they'll want us to come out and give them an evaluation and tell them everything they need to do. The problem is that by June, the market might be in a completely different place. They could have more competition. They could have more move-in, ready, turnkey homes. So the advice we always tell people is, look, we need to meet with you when it's close to the time that you're going to sell and give you that advice. Because if I come out to tell you, you know, you need to do this, you need to upgrade your kitchen, you need to do that, I'm looking at the market and trends today. You might not have to do that in, you know, in a few months. The market may be in a different place. And I think that's always crucial, because home sellers want that information, but then they might be 3 or 4 months out. So if you call our office, don't be surprised if we tell you that, because we want to give you the best advice possible. We don't want to just tell you something to tell it to you, and then the data and stuff we go over may not be relevant by the time you get ready to sell. But they'll call and say, hey, do I need to repaint? Do I need to recarpet? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And obviously those are people we always want to have meet with show homes, but sometimes you know, they want to know some preliminary stuff to do before they get to that staging point.
Well, that really is a great time to pull us in to help them, because really presentation starts at the curbside.
Sure.
And when we evaluate and address a home and letting them know what needs to be done, it starts curbside. So if the fresh mulch needs to be dropped, they need to cut down bushes. You know, the other day I saw a house that literally there was a bush that covered the entire front side of the house, including the window. So
it's amazing to me what people, you know, and it's funny because we talk about this a lot, but it's interesting to see, you know, people that have lived in a home for a long time, they don't quite realize how it is perceived by other people. They're used to living in it. They're comfortable with it. They've been around it for years, but when you're looking to put that home in front of a consumer, it's a completely different perspective.
Right. Well, and really what staging does is it's going to help sell the house faster, and it's going to bring more on the offer.
Right. It's going to bring more money, bring more interest.
And the reason it brings more money on the offer is because to have a home beautifully staged and well manicured gives a perception that the home is cared for. And that buyer then is going to look at that house and go, okay, well, I'm going to have less that I'm going to have to possibly have to deal with. The inspections are going to maybe be better. And so there's a whole perception of that they've cared for that home all the years that they've been in.
Right.
Whether they have or not, you don't know. But
and even someone that you know, and again, obviously, I would love for every single client that calls us to stage their home. You know, we position it, we encourage it. Sometimes people are more do-it-yourselfers. They, you know, it's the same. You know, I think they get the same result when they want to be a do-it-yourself realtor. You know, and list it by themselves. But the point though is that you know, even some of those people that don't want to go the path of staging, you know, the challenge is that the advice that either you give or my office gives about what they should or shouldn't do is going to be based on an ROI perspective. Best return on investment. You're obviously saying we can get you a better price, more money, quicker sale, and at the same time they may call us and say, look, maybe I don't have the money, or this, that, and the other. You know.
Well, okay. The return on investment on staging is well over 300%.
Right. It's off the charts.
So to not do it You've made
Yeah.
a business decision to sell the house, so you need to do all the things that it takes
To get you the most money.
accomplish a great, successful business
Right.
decision.
Right.
So they may not have enough to have us come back in as a team, which we can
Right.
do like HDTV, and we come
Right.
in and we will do everything in one day that might take them 4 days to do.
Right.
But to have us come in and do an evaluation,
A console is
a consult
yeah.
is maybe $150.
Right.
It's worth its weight in gold, because we start with a presentation curbside,
Yeah.
the front door, all the things they need to do outside, color.
Right,
and
meeting
pop
with
in
you
the
guys,
color.
there's no obligation, so at a minimum, they're
Right.
gonna learn something,
Right,
you know, and
exactly.
the other side of it, I think that's crucial though, is people will call us and they'll wanna know, hey, should I paint this, should I do this, should I do that? And the tough part is that, you know, all those things depend on a lot of different variables, and the point that I make is that we wanna give you advice that will, just like staging the home, that will make you money. You know, so if you look at it and say, hey, look, my house is worth 200 and I wanna spend 25 grand completely redoing my kitchen, probably not a good idea. You're probably not gonna get 25 grand more out of it in that price range. Now, as you climb the price charts, it may be different. So we're looking at things that a lot of the stuff I think that we look to do are more simplistic. It's more decluttering. It's more,
Right.
you know, best positioning the home, because you can get into a lot of upgrades on a home to where you're gonna spend X amount of money and you're not gonna get that out. You know, a roof, an AC, those are things that are gonna come up in an inspection you probably need to address. You know, if you have defects in either of those, you should probably do those before the home ever goes on the market. Because what's gonna happen, if you don't take the time to get the property in the best possible position to sell, what's gonna happen if you've got an old roof or an old AC or some electrical, you know, malfunctions? When the buyer does their inspection, let's say it's a $5,000 repair. The buyer now has got you under contract, okay? You know, and when that issue comes up, they're gonna leverage that for more than it's worth. In other words, they're gonna go out and get the highest price roof quotes, the highest priced AC quotes.
Actually,
get it done before you ever go there.
the statistics say that if it actually costs a seller $1,000, a buyer lists it as $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
No
a
question.
1 to 3 ratio, and if you don't get it done and do it
gonna
at
cost
your
you more.
cost, it's a 1 to 3. You're gonna
And
have to
there,
pay more.
I mean, there are ways to factor that into the price. I mean, obviously, a lot of REO and foreclosure properties, they don't fix everything, you know. So there are ways to leverage it into the price, but at the same time, if it's one of those big ticket items, it will cost you more to not do it ahead of time if you have the ability to do it. So we always tell people, look, you want to put your best foot forward, put the property out there with it being, turnkey and available. So, and we're going to be back. We're going to continue this conversation talking about best ways to get your home ready to sell, get your home fit to sell, during the spring market after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show.